Now, another question over here, when it comes to the branches of faith, like praying, fasting, and these details, I, as a layperson who is not a mujtahid, who's not a jurist, the Prophet says you have to seek knowledge. Now, when it comes to the details of salah, I don't have knowledge about these details from their original sources. I mean, which one of us went and researched everything about salah and hajj from the Quran and the ahadith? Instead, what do we normally do for the layperson? What do? They rely on a mujtahid. They are muqallids, they emulate. Now, the argument is, well, the hadith of the Prophet says, you have to seek knowledge. That means you have to go do your own research. Why are you relying on other mujtahids and scholars and accepting their fatwa? Is this a valid argument?
No.
Why?
Because not all of us can have time to do what the mujtahids are doing.
Let's say we do. Let's say you can make time in your life to become a mujtahid.
But we are also given an option of...
Exactly. When we say seeking knowledge, it means either you yourself seek it or you will rely on an expert. Same thing with other professions in society. Lawyers, doctors, engineers. Either you become a doctor and you could treat yourself when you become sick, or rational people say you've got another alternative. Go to a qualified doctor. If you go to a qualified doctor to get treated, will people blame you and tell you, why didn't you yourself become a doctor? No. Rational people do not blame you for that, right? Yes, they blame you if you yourself don't become a doctor and you don't go to a doctor. Then you sit home and you make up your own medicine, or you just don't treat yourself. Then if something happens to you, you'll be blamed. Otherwise, you won't be blamed if you go to an expert. Same thing over here. When it comes to the details of our religion, yes, we're relying on experts, but that in itself is seeking knowledge. When you open the Risala Amaliya, the code of laws for your Marja, for example, and you read their fatwa, that is knowledge. That's a type of seeking knowledge. You're aware of the ruling, and you got this ruling from an expert, hence it's valid.